What's up, everyone? All right, so I'm going to go over my trades from the morning. This is a very silly kind of day. I put a couple stocks on my watch list today, wildcard stocks. On my watch list was GFAI, and that was when it was at $9, and I said to stop at $8.50. It's a possible wildcard setup. The stock is at $13, and I'm down $400 on it. What in the world happened? Well, I'll go over that trade. I'll also talk a little bit about MWG. But the long and the short of it is that today probably should have been a no trade day because there wasn't anything. I didn't have any trades pre-market, and there wasn't anything on the watch list on the gap scanner as a good gap and go stock. So when we were just looking at gappers this morning, we had CNSP, no interest, it's too cheap. OCTO, more or less same thing, not much interest, it's pretty cheap. LMDX floats too high. You know, these just, they didn't have volume. They weren't interesting. So I said, all right, guys, we're coming into the open. What do we have? What can we work with? And so I refer to my continuation scanner. The continuation scanner is looking at stocks that have made a big move this week. And I'm thinking, okay, here we go. GFAI made a big move earlier this week. And this is where it was at pre-market. I said, okay, well, you know, yesterday's low was about 850. That could be a bounce trade with a stop at 850, but it's probably not going to give us a first candle to make a new high because it's a little too low. It's right at 850. Yesterday's high was 1260. So I was like, that's a wild card stock. It's a maybe, but it's purely technical. There's no news, so it's just a maybe. MWG. Now this one actually looks pretty good over 650 here. This one would be first daily candle to make a new high after that sell-off. It's not going to go back up to the highs, but it could be good for a little bit of a bounce. And then, let's see, so I had those two I mentioned, and then I had BANL, daily chart, looks like a good entry, maybe for a break of 11, possibly. So I said those are three possible wild card stocks. It maybe, don't really know, but we'll see what happens. At the open, GFAI starts to pop up. It goes up to 927 on the ask. It was about 9 on the bid. Had a little bit of a spread. So I was like, oh, man, I don't know about that. And look right here. So there you go. There's a new high a day. This is a spot where I could see a trap. Why? Topping tail, topping tail. When you have back-to-back these topping tail candles, you don't always get clean follow-through. So, you know, could have been a trade there for a break of 1350 up to the high of 1385, but at this price, we'd really like to see a squeeze through 14, 50 cents a share on a breakout. So I don't know. Anyways, so it starts to pull away and it goes up to like 950, 960. And I was just like, I don't know. Now it's gone up 60 cents a share and it dips here down to 927. It's back to 950, 960. And I was like, I don't know if I can punch it. But I saw MWG starting to pop up, and I thought, you know what, I can jump in that one because it's a better daily setup, and it looks a little cleaner. So I jumped in that, and it halts up at 604, and I'm like, okay, I'm in that one. It halts. Then GFAI rips. It pulls away from 960, and it squeezes here up to 10, and then up to 1060, and it halts up. And I didn't trade it there, but I was in the MWG halt up. So they're both halted at the same time. GFAI resumes. It does a dip. I add, and I got stopped out as it broke 11. I lost $1,600. Then it comes back up right here. I got back in at about 1180. It doesn't break 12, and I stopped out again. Son of a gun, you got to be kidding me. So now I'm down $1,600. It was 2 losses. And then it comes back up, and look at these topping tails. I got in at 1210 right here, goes to 1224. I thought I was going to pull away. It drops again. I got back in at 1225, but with small size, goes up to 1250. Got back in at 1250, goes up to 13. And then, that was how I made back my $1,600 loss. I made back $1,200, but I traded it more conservatively. And then with my luck, MWG resumes and flushes. So I got some profit out, and then the rest was it was a small profit, but it dropped. And I'm really surprised because this to me was the better daily setup, but it didn't work. That just looked clean. But anyways, GFAI is the one that went, and yeah, I had both of them on my list, but only walking away with $348 of profit. But here's the good news. The good news is I hit my $10,000 weekly goal on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So today was icing on the cake. Now the problem was I almost pissed all over the cake by losing 1,600 on GFAI. I went red. And once I got myself back to green, I was like, you know what? Let's walk away. Market's closed tomorrow for Good Friday. Let's just take the break-even day. I mean, whatever. It's a green day, but let's just call it a break-even day. Probably shouldn't have taken any trades at all because there wasn't anything that looked really clean, and these were sort of lighter volume, a little riskier, kind of wild card setups. And anyways, here's BFRG hitting the scans. BFRG. This was another one from earlier in the week, getting a little pop too. So we're seeing this kind of across the board, but I don't know. I didn't trade it well, so first day is almost always cleaner. The first day of a move, you get the pullback, and then you get the first daily candle to make a new high. You can get some good action there, but it's almost never as good as the first day. So anyways, today I just wasn't able to do super well on this sort of follow through action, and that's it. So anyways, a small green day, hit the weekly goal, grateful for that, and I'll be back at it on Monday morning. I hope you guys enjoy the weekend. If you're looking for perhaps a reading list or some reading for the long weekend, I'll put a reading list. I'll pin it to the top comments. It's my Goodreads reading list. A bunch of audiobooks that you could download on there and check it out if you like some of those. I also wrote an article about day trading in a bear market, which I could put a link to down below as well. So anyways, check those out if you're interested, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Reminder, as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so take it slow. Oh, and make sure you check out my episode on scaling in and out because I recorded that earlier this week, and that was a good one. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys on Monday.